everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Mental Health and Music. In this series, we're exploring how some musicians put in mental health within their music. And so for today, we're going to be looking at the rapper NF. NF is the initials and the stage name for Nathan John Firestein. A song you may know by him that was played on the radio a lot in 2017 and 2018 was called Let You Down. It was very much like it was about his struggles with his father. And so while most of his songs that he raps in, this is an example of one where he also does some singing. But for today, we're going to be looking at 2 of his more recent songs called The Search and Leave Me Alone. So to start off with, we're going to look at The Search. And this one focuses on where he's discussing about some of the struggles he's been having with dealing with the fame that he has come after the success that he's had with songs like Let You Down. So some lyrics that he has that are quite powerful in The Search is called, "Yeah, the sales can rise, doesn't mean much though when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside, that we try to suffocate, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. Then it comes up out of nowhere like an evil surprise. Then it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. You don't relate to that, must not be as crazy as I am." So I thought these lyrics are quite powerful about where he's talking about, even though he's well known in the rap world right now, but fame doesn't matter. He's having the struggles with his mind. He talks about self-hate and his OCD, and so that's what it's like. He still has those struggles even though he has some fame now. And success, it doesn't matter. He's still struggling. So this is a song that was, again, Emily never heard it, and it's very much not her normal taste of music. I know what she listens to. This is very much like the whole other side.
Yeah. When I first listened to The Search, his songs, it's very atmospheric. It sets that stage of being isolated, especially when the sound is kind of pulling something along to make these rickety noises. Which is kind of reminiscent of maybe a wanderer or a homeless person, especially with his imagery of carts. Very much from his point of view, even though with a lot of people, the saying that fame can't buy you money can't buy you happiness, is the real issue with his with this song in particular. Because even if you have a lot of people that are new, there's going to be a lot of, especially when we have the internet, a lot of people that hate it for no reason. Mm-hmm. So then you get a lot of negativity coming your way. And for someone who already struggles with self-worth, to have that also be piling up, as you said, you're suffocating and drowning because of all of that, those comments and energy going towards him.
So Hannah, again, my sister Hannah, she has a little bit to say about this artist, and this goes a little bit on, this can go off of what you were saying about how sometimes though he can still be hated, even though he's got the fame, there's going to be someone who doesn't like him, and this could partially be because he is not like other rappers. As Hannah says, it seems many rap artists focus on external aspects of life such as pleasures or American society. Also, rap music tends to be explicit, while NF's songs are clean and more appropriate for a younger audience. So he does make his songs clean. He does identify as a Christian rapper, but he does not really discuss his faith much. It is more, he still does focus on stuff like the mental health. He's not talking about the usual stuff, and right. They're like, you're weird and different, we don't like you. The storyline that he starts with The Search is then continued in Leave Me Alone, and this one I feel like he raps very a lot more heavy with it, passionately, about it. My favorite line goes, part of the first verse, he goes, yeah, mental health, where's my mental health? Diagnosed with OCD, what does that mean? Well, gather round. That means I obsessively obsess on things I think about. That means I might take a normal thought and think it's so profound. And so this is one where he specifically states he's been diagnosed with OCD. And I specifically really how he explains OCD. I've never been professionally diagnosed with OCD, but the way he describes it, I'm like, oh my, that's me. I do that. I overthink everything all the time. A simple thought, I will expound it to so much bigger than it really is. And so I think that's really great how he talks about that.
So I just interpreted the song to be about kind of self-isolation, which is something that I think about a lot in my own life, because there is, you say to yourself sometimes if things get overwhelming. But the interesting line that he had that talked about was having a bunch of balloons and being like, well, if they don't want me, or your mind tricks you into thinking somebody doesn't want to hang out with you or whatever, or this is not good for you, then you can just let the balloon go, and then, should you hold on to these balloons, or can you just let them be free? Which could also be, interpreted as thoughts, too. Just letting go of these thoughts that, aren't helping you or serving you, or, tricking you into thinking that you should isolate yourself more. So I thought that was a pretty, profound statement. If you're holding on to these balloons that should bring you joy, that's why we give people balloons to have. And then you're just okay, well then just let them go away. That's a struggle too, as well, as to what do you keep and what do you trust to keep, especially if your mind is telling you something. OCD is telling you that these things are bigger issues than they really are, then you can't really trust your mind to filter through, okay, what is my brain telling me? Are these thoughts actually true, or is it just because of my disorder, are they true?
I do like his rap because he does more of the imagery and stuff, and while he has some lines where he's very blatant about things, there are still also some where he wants you to kind of interpret it. I think that about does it for episode 2. So thank you again for watching, and make sure to be checking out all the other episodes. So we'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.